Hey! Mission aborted! Oh my god, almost slipped in the mud. It is a rainy, dank day in Edinburgh. Pretty typical for this time of year, to be honest with you. Colours are coming out because it is autumn, or fall if you live in North America. And this is probably one of the most beautiful times of the year in Scotland, I think. One of the most beautiful times of the year. The trees go all sorts of colours, the heather comes out in bloom, and it's only just started, so the trees haven't changed to their whole magnificent glory yet. But I did want to go out and try and capture it today, quickly in today's video. Well, thanks for joining me anyway. Great to see you here. If you're new, subscribe. Oh goodness. I think I made it back just in time because the rain is really starting to come on heavy now. But since we're back here and since it's raining, it's one of those days where I can tell you guys a story, because I have been meaning to tell you a story. Something of a love story. And I've got somebody I'd like you to meet as well. No, what are you saying? No. No. No.
My loves attention.
And all the attention, Sparky. Don't hurt me though. So if you've been watching my videos for a few years, you probably have seen all the different cats that have lived with us throughout that time. Cats and dogs, right? We've had a lot of cats and dogs. And sadly a lot of them have passed away, like Shiloh, our Cocker Spaniel, passed away. Toby, my sheepdog, passed away quite a few years ago now. And also more recently Prince. We had a beautiful white cat here in the family home called Prince, who sadly passed away, and it really always breaks my heart. And we thought once we lost Prince we'd probably never get another cat again. But last year Justine, my sister, she got a kitten called Sky, and she's since got another kitten called Caesar. They're two Maine Coon cats. They're beautiful, but they belong to my sister. They live with her. And here in my family home, where my mum and dad live, there's not been any pets for quite a while now, since my sister moved out and we moved out and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, I'd heard, and also through visiting here, since around May this year, a cat had been coming to the garden. He kept coming to the house, staying in the garden for a few days, coming to the window and like asking us for food. So we'd feed him, and then he would go away again for a while, and then he'd come back, and then he disappeared for about a month. And then he came back in June or July and stayed around for a few weeks, and he disappeared again. We didn't know where he went. But not gonna let me do this video, are you? And then in September, as we were moving into Scotland, we were staying here in this house as we were moving in over a course of a few weeks, and we saw the cat into the garden, and I actually went up to him and started talking to him and seeing if he wanted some food. And wow, I've never met a cat that we thought was stray, that lived in the woods, be so hugely friendly. Like, it was absolutely incredible. Thanks for that, Sparky. Just always wanting to be around us. We thought, well, this is weird. It looks healthy. It looks like he's well fed. So we went to do a wee bit digging online. We looked in all the lost cat forums that exist in Edinburgh, and we actually saw a picture of Sparky back in May of someone who found him in their garden and asking if it was anyone's cat. So we found this woman on Facebook and we sent her a message and said, listen, this cat that you found, what happened to it? Because we think we have it in the garden. She said, yeah, we gave it back to the pet rescue centre and they got its owner. They found its owner. So we got in touch with the pet rescue centre and we realised the cat had a microchip. So we took him into the vet. They got his microchip and they managed to get in touch with his owner. So we took Sparky back to his owner and it turns out they live quite far away from here. Probably at least over a couple of miles. And that couple of miles is over farmland, it's over woods, through forests, over a hill. It wouldn't have been that easy for this cat to go there and come back. But anyway, we got in touch with the owner and we took the cat back to the owner. They were obviously quite happy. But just 24 hours later, we got a call from the owner saying, ever since we left him, he was crying to get back out. And it turned out the owner actually was dealing with some health problems and she decided to give the cat another shot, but she let him out again because he is an outdoor cat and he disappeared again. And he was found a few days later in the fields halfway between their house and our house. But somebody took him back anyway, and again, the same story, he was crying and crying and crying. And so the owner said, listen, he seems to like your house. I think he would be better suited with you guys. And to be honest with you, we had absolutely fallen in love with this cat. We didn't know what his name was. We had no idea at the time, so we were making up names for him. And until we took him to the vet, we didn't even know if it was a boy or a girl, but we knew it was a boy in the end. So the owner told us, I think he likes your house. I think he should stay with you guys. And so we went round to fetch him. And we've kept in touch with the owner, and she's delighted that he's here and he's having a great time. And I tell you what, we all absolutely love this cat. And his name's Sparky. You know, I think the owners who are lovely people, they're not able to look after him as much. He's a very energetic cat and he needs attention, he needs the love and attention. So maybe that's why he wasn't content, he was running away. Which I felt really bad for the owners, but ultimately they seemed happy with him coming back to us, and we're all over the moon that we have got Sparky now. He is such a beautiful, lovely cat. Great personality, and he actually reminds me a lot of Prince. So I wanted to use today's video to introduce you to Sparky. Look, I might try and get you in the thumbnail, so people think I'm talking about you in the video thumbnail. Turns out Sparky molts quite badly. I'm all covered in hairs, the camera's all covered in hairs, but it's just too cute though. Slanjava. That is the good stuff. What a great piece of Scottish heritage right there in a glass. You'll notice that I have had a bit of a shave and a bit of a haircut. I wanted to add today's ending section of this video, even though it was shot a few days after the part with Sparky, because you know what I said in my videos over the last few weeks, I wanted to add more Scottish heritage, culture and craftsmanship into these videos, and I've got a really great opportunity with something I wanted to show you guys today that I think you will be really interested in. So we've come back to our apartment. Sparky actually lives with my family. He's going to be a family cat really, and obviously we live in our own apartment here in Edinburgh. But anyway, I digress, right? I saw something that I thought was really interesting. Whiskey is so intertwined with Scottish history, our heritage, it is part of our story. And I really love everything to do with whiskey, right? Everything to do with whiskey. I love drinking it obviously, but I like the whole story and everything around it. And I saw this little company making something which was very closely related to whiskey, which I'll show you in a second, but also not quite. That there is the word fioch, which is a Scottish Gaelic word which means wood. Now wood's obviously quite integral to the whiskey story. If you have been to a distillery, you will know all about the process of how they make the whiskey. With the barrels, you know, the whiskey sits into the barrels, the oak barrels, for 10, 15, 20 years, and you can see that lovely golden colour of the whiskey there. That is the colour which comes from the wood. So that is really integral to what I'm about to show you, okay? This here is a watch. Now as you'll be able to see from the watch face there, you can see it is made out of wood. But this isn't any wood. This wood is actually reclaimed, recycled, or resalvaged whiskey barrel wood. And as soon as I found out about this story about this resalvaged whiskey barrel wood, I thought that is absolutely brilliant. Because like I said, whiskey is part of Scotland's story. It is part of our identity. And so the barrels, the oak barrels, are also part of that culture and identity as well. And if you could take one of those oak barrels and turn them into something that could be used and kept forever, that is a piece of Scottish tradition that survives the ages. Just checking, it doesn't quite smell of whiskey. But you know what, as soon as I found out about this product, this watch, it was made out of reclaimed whiskey barrel wood. Obviously it's been polished and carved in a certain way. I thought, you know what, that's brilliant. That is really just a part of the Scottish story that I need to try and get my hands on. And look, you can see in the back, they've even carved, right there, they've even carved my name on it, which is absolutely brilliant. Love that. I absolutely love the design. It is very sleek and very classy as well. It is a quite hard word to pronounce that. When you see it written, obviously it could be anything, but it is Fioch, and I think that's just a great touch as well. And they also use Scottish stitched leather as well for the straps. Made in Scotland, designed in Scotland by this company Fioch, who has done this, you know, turning a bit of Scottish tradition and history and culture into a timeless, literally timeless piece, which is a watch, and I really, really like that. I think that's cool. I love when people do crafty things like this and make a product that is just all about the story of a place. I absolutely love that, and this really embodies that, I think. So there you go, Fioch watch. Very happy with that. To be honest, it looks too classy for a kind of everyday watch. It's something I might wear to special occasions and events, but I do really like that, and especially that nice touch of having my name carved on the back of it. Product of Scotland there on the box. You can see a bit of text on the back there. I'm just going to read that to you quickly. It says, Fioch comes from the Scottish Gaelic word for wood. Scotland is proud of its cultural heritage and is world renowned for its beautiful landscapes. We are a heritage watch company that prides itself in crafting unique timepieces that are inspired by the essence of our land. Using reclaimed whiskey casks that once held some of the finest whiskies in the world. All watches have time, ours have history. Love that. That is absolutely brilliant, classic. And I think I might have done it a misjustice by calling the whiskey wood barrels when in fact they are casks. Cask whiskey, not barrel whiskey. Very, very wrong of me to say that. But all being said, I thought that was really cool and I needed a new watch, so I'm happy to have got that. And I've managed to secure a 15% discount as well if any of you guys might be interested in this. I'll put the information for that down below. And that's what I said to you guys a few weeks ago. I want to celebrate Scotland's story more and more through these videos. While I'm here and while I'm exploring Scotland more, I'll be telling you more stories and showing you more places that we might never have been to before on this video. Maybe drinking one or two of these along the way. Also telling you some stories that I might come across that you might find interesting as well. So I hope you found that interesting. I hope you found today's video interesting and fun as well. A bit of a love story in our household. And I know I did do a little bit of something naughty by doing a bit of clickbait by showing you the picture of me and Tekka in the thumbnail, making you maybe think that it was our love story. I might tell you that story as well further down the line, if that's something you might be interested in. Is that something you might be interested in? Maybe we could do a Q&A of how we met or something like that at one point, because I do get asked that question quite often. But yeah, our story today was really about Sparky the cat and how he came into our lives. And yeah, he's just such a character. We absolutely love going to visit him. Although with current coronavirus restrictions, which have crept back into Scotland because of really increased rates over the last few days, we might not be able to see him for quite a while, to be honest. Things are getting pretty weird and ugly right now with the virus situation, so not good. But anyway, nonetheless, at least I'll be able to tell the time now. If you've got any comments or thoughts, please leave them down below in the comments, and I'll do my best to go through them all and read them all and answer as many as I can as well. Please consider signing up to Patreon. The support greatly, greatly helps to support my content as I go out and buy equipment and go traveling around the country and taking new videos. I very much appreciate it, and you get some really awesome benefits in the background as well, including exclusive content and early releases of these videos. But that is it for today's video. Great to speak to you all. I hope you are all well, and I will speak to you really soon on a new adventure. And until then, I hope you have a good night, morning, evening, afternoon, or whatever time of day it is wherever you are in the world. Take care.